What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a great day. Made the most out of your opportunity. It has been a minute, but I am glad to be with you guys on this Tuesday evening. We got a few things, 4 things in specific I want to talk about. The first one, I'm going to lead off because, guys, it is hilariously woke. As I put it in my title, there's this movie coming out by I can't remember his name. His first name is Coke. Anyways, he makes a movie called Karen, and it is a hilarious. I mean, this has got to be a mixture of funny and racist and lame and absolute flop of a movie. Who would watch this? I don't know. But nonetheless, guys, it's a video, it's a movie that attempts to speak to today's culture. And it's a flop. But you know, when things are such a flop that they're funny, this is worth actually looking at and talking about. And obviously, we have to talk about Gwen Berry. Just the attitude of not wanting to be patriotic. I don't understand it. You're going to be on a national stage. You are going to be an Olympic athlete. You are going to be competing for America. Yet during the national anthem, you want to turn away and then put a shirt, activists matter, or some sort of shirt about your activism over your head, and then say, oh, it was a setup. It was a setup. So we got to talk about her. And then this false ideology of transracial. I mean, all of the trans things are false and wayward, but this one is hilarious. We got to talk about Oli London. And then we'll wrap up the show with We Spa. I did a video of We Spa earlier, and I can't believe that we're at a point in time where there will be a group of people that will come up and allow men to change in women's locker rooms. They will allow that. And then the men that are in the room will stand up boldly and say, why are you making a big deal of this? And instead of talking about how wrong it is, how terrible it is that a grown man is in a locker room where young females could be changing. Obviously, grown women are there changing. And yet this is the culture that we live in. So guys, those are going to be the 4 things that we talk about. Once you guys get into here, make sure you guys drop a comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button. All right. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And like I said, make sure you guys hit that like button. And I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes, probably like 1 more minute, to let everybody jump in, file in, and then we can get started, guys. Because this Karen trailer is hilarious. I mean, you're gonna laugh, and then you're just gonna be like, man, I don't think I'll ever watch that video. I don't think I'll ever watch that movie. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up while we're waiting. Once it hit 4 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you for everybody who's tuned in. All right, so just in case you didn't know, Karen, director, defends his controversial movie. It's a feel-good film. So let's see if we could find this guy's name. I believe it's Ali. It's Coke something. All right, here we go. Coke Daniels. All right. This is my 9th film. I've been in the business for 20 years. I've worked with some of the best and brightest in this business. I'm not some novice filmmaker who got thrown a budget by Hollywood and thought, wouldn't it be cool to poke fun at Karens? Now, mind you, before I play the video, he got asked this question. How do you feel about the reaction to Karen's trailer? It's certainly passionate, to say the least. So this part is funny because I want you to see if this is a conversation starter. the trailer definitely is, but I want you to be the judge and see, are you going to enter into the conversation the way he thinks you're going to enter into the conversation? Because this whole film is dedicated around, Hollywood activism and trying to push a narrative. So this is Coke's, the director Coke, his response. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I loved it. I fully expected this when I wrote that ominous word on the title page. What's amazing about it is the point of us making this film was to spark dialogue and continue conversations about social justice and racism in this country. And with all the hype, hysteria, love, hate, everything, it just creates the perfect platform for us to really set the stage for that discussion. So I just want you to just prep your minds as we watch this trailer. It's about 2 minutes long. Are you ready to dialogue more about social justice and racism after this? It's going to be great. I knew this was coming. It's a delicate subject matter, and these are very trying times. So I respect everybody's opinion, even if I don't necessarily agree with them, because I want to have a dialogue. We need to talk about some ugly truths. And if it takes a movie to be the Trojan horse, yeah, as if we need any more Trojan horses. There's so many Trojan horses around this topic that we don't need a movie to be the Trojan horse. I mean, he's completely reaching at this point. But anyways, if we need a Trojan horse to get us into those conversations, then I'm all for it. Okay, well, let me one last time. Coke Daniels is the director of this movie, Karen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it play one time through without any commentary. I'm gonna let it play one time through without any commentary, and then I'll replay it one more time because, guys, it is funny. It is downright hilarious. The type of movies these people want to create in hopes of continuing a dialogue about racism and systemic racism and oppression. Anyways, before we jump into that, what's up, DB? And what's up, Uber? How y'all doing? I hope you guys had a great Tuesday. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for dropping your comments. Like I said, we're about to watch this. We're about to watch this trailer. I'm gonna play it one time. You guys are gonna find it hilarious. It's hilariously woke. And then I'll jump back on, and then we could just talk a little bit about it. As you're watching this, drop comments, guys. All right. So without further ado, let's get it. And of course, it's a BET original.
Guess this is a long way from East Point.
Baby, you just got to give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black.
They're black.
Do you mind keeping it down?
If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen, hey, enjoy yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive. Yep.
I left my wallet with my ID at home. Leave us alone. We didn't do anything.
How the heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
I want to sell the house.
What'd I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
There's not standard police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
Well, you got a hammer. Everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Oh my goodness. So there you have it, guys. This is the hilariously woke movie coming out to a theater near you. I think this crap should go straight to Netflix. It should be at the bottom of the feed, and it should only be seen by those who are extremely hungry to really entertain this type of nonsense. I mean, this video, Vicky says, leftist agenda brainwashing. I mean, okay, are there Karens out there? Yes. Are there people who think they're above other people, who then use their position of so-called authority that they think that they have and want to try to get people to act a certain way? Sure. Does it deserve a video? Does it deserve a movie? Does it deserve a movie? I mean, the way that this starts, guys, when I watched this the first time, I was laughing out loud. Of course, BET sponsors it, or it's on BET Original Movies.
I guess this is a long way from East Point.
So,
Baby,
of
you
course,
just
we
gotta
have
give it a chance.
black couple moving into a white neighborhood. Doesn't she look hilarious? I mean, she looks like, this doesn't even look like real hair. Her forehead's humongous, and she looks possessed from this point on. So here, the director is really trying to show you, hey, this is the typical white lady.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black.
They're black. What else? What else do you need to know? They're black. Oh, tell me about your neighbors. They're black. Yeah, as if that's what white people. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what white people talk about all the time.
I'm keeping it down.
If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Oh my goodness.
I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen.
Oh my
Enjoy
goodness.
yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen.
It's just, guys, if you want a good, you know what? I actually take it back. If you want a good laugh, watch this movie. This movie would probably be a good laugh for about 40 minutes, maybe. And then, you know, you'd probably tune out because you get the gist of it. It is a political activist movie. The guy said it himself. He created this movie because he wants to further the discussion of racism and black people oppression. And what better way to further this conversation than to make a movie that highlights what white people are in his mind? It's absolutely crazy. Vicky, hello, says, I was laughing since the first second. It's hilarious. When you watch it the first time, I was laughing, and I wanted tonight to start off with a good laugh. So I was like, you know what? I found it funny. Let me just bring it to you guys, and maybe hopefully you guys will find it as funny as I do, because it's so hilariously woke that it's funny. DB says, I legit want to go to this comedy flick and try not to choke on my popcorn while hysterically laughing. Yes, it is that good. It is that funny. And then Uber says, nah, guys, don't watch any more movies or news ever again in your life. Just watch YouTube. And if you have to watch a movie, make sure to stream it illegally. So no pay goes to anyone in the movie. So let's finish this up, guys, because it is hilarious.
I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive. Yep.
So, all right. So that actually happened. Do you guys remember? I can't remember the name of the lady, but there was there was a white woman walking in a park, and there was a black man who was a bird watcher. You guys could go Google this and look this up. But there was a black guy, and it happened like a year and a half ago. Anyways, he's a bird watcher, and he goes to the park and he's taking pictures of birds, and he's in the park. Mind you, he's a black man, and a white woman gets a little, I guess, afraid that he's kind of in her space. Then she calls the police, and she basically lies on the man and says that, you know, he's harassing her. I can't remember everything that she claimed, but it all came out to be false. So, you know, things like this do happen. I'm not going to sit here and say no, there aren't people like this, but does it deserve a movie? I mean, is this really going to advance the discussion around racism? No, this is a terrible way for what he's trying to accomplish. In my opinion, this is a terrible way to get people to talk about this, because obviously it is so dramatized that it's like, man, do you really think that this is how most white people look at black people? Is this what you think? I mean, oh my, it's terrible. It's terrible. Let's continue the absolute laugh session.
My wallet with my ID at home. Leave us alone. We didn't do anything.
We didn't do
How the
anything.
heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
Well, I am black. Yeah, she doesn't like you either. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious, guys. Yep, we're furthering the discussion. We are furthering the discussion with racism.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
I want to sell the house.
What I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little
You guys saw that? A Confederate flag on lotion. My goodness, this is great.
We're living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
That was not standard police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
Well, you got a hammer. Everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Yeah, bad things happen to people that don't comply. Now, that's obviously, if you could get to that part, that's obviously, you know, when liberals and leftists and other people think about how conservatives view the police and the police's relationship with the communities, the first thing they think of is this, that we just say, oh, should have complied. Oh, should have complied. If you would have complied, you would have been okay. And so Coke Daniels, the director of this woke movie, Karen, ties that in brilliantly in the end, where she says, well, bad things happen to people that don't comply. I mean, we're really at a point in our country where if you talk about complying with police, that's almost equivalent to saying that you're a racist, because God forbid we comply with the police. God forbid that when the police pull you over, you just follow instruction, you remain respectful. You know, heaven forbid all of that. The first thing that we see when all of these cop interactions go wrong, one of the first things I see over and over and over again, I've done so much commentary of this, is the civilian stops complying, stops listening, and then loses their mind. And then when the cop retaliates and puts them in their place, you know, I'm thinking of, I can't remember their first names, but Price, the last name Price. I did a video of the two brothers in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and they were tripping. They started fighting the cops, you know, and then the lawyer gets up there and says, oh, well, you know, this level of force should have never happened. Guys, it is absolutely just hilarious that a man would come up. I mean, he is a director, and he would have this content that he wants to share with the people. Now, listen to this. I read this before. I want you guys to see this again for everybody. So, just in case you didn't know, all right, this is what he wants to accomplish with this. So, the director was asked, how do you feel about the reaction to Karen's trailer? It's certainly been passionate. So the director goes on, and I quote, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I loved it. I fully expected this when I wrote that ominous word on the title page. What's amazing about it is the point of us making this film was to spark dialogue and continue conversations about social justice and racism in this country. And with all the hype, hysteria, love, hate, everything, it just creates the perfect platform for us to really set the stage for that discussion. I knew this was coming. It's a delicate subject matter, and these are very trying times. So I respect everyone's opinion, everyone I don't necessarily agree with, because I want to have dialogue. We need to talk about some ugly truths. And if it takes my movie to be the Trojan horse to get us into those conversations, then I'm all for it. So as you guys watched that video, do you feel sparked to dialogue about social injustice and racism in this country? I mean, I guess it served its purpose a little bit, because I'm sitting here talking about it with you guys. So, part of his goal has been obtained because I'm sitting here talking about it, but it doesn't sway me. It doesn't persuade me to think that there's so much social injustice surrounding the Black community, and Karens are just the normal, everyday white person who's looking at Black people and saying, oh, if they just bad things happen to people who don't comply. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these comments. So Vicky says, my favorite cousins are half and half Black. Oh, half Black, half white. Geez, America was founded on all men created equal. And that is exactly where we are today. All men and women are created equal. And that's the whole thing that we are now saying loud and clear. It's all about equality. That's what we want. But what the left is trying to do, and what other social justice advocates are trying to do, is they're trying to replace the word equal or equality with equity. And it's a perverse game, because equality is talking about how everybody should be treated the same in regards to the law. Equity is this little perverted term that says, hey, certain people should get treated different based on their history and their skin color. Okay. So think about what is it called? When the colleges let people in. My goodness, I'm having a Joe Biden moment. Anyways, gosh, what is that term called? Drop that in the comments. All right. But equity is literally just this perverted term that tries to subvert equality, and it tries to get people to be treated based on skin color and their past historical traumas. Okay, equity is a joke, in my opinion. I believe everybody should be treated as equal. I believe in equality over equity. So looking at these comments, ayo, all my Republican homies, we should all get together around the USA on midterm elections in the street and play Slipknot and headbang in front of the liberals. Uber, what's up, my dude? Duval in the house. All right, and then Vicky says this movie would be the #1 hit in liberal colleges and teachers with CRT. That would be a great time. Go to a class about critical race theory and then finish it off by watching this movie Karen, and that would be a great college experience right there. All right, so thank you everybody who's tuning in right now. Appreciate all the support. All right, I want to transition to our next topic, Guys, I know you've probably seen this. Let me see. We have got to talk about Gwen Berry, guys. I don't understand what it is. Why can't we? Why can't we just be patriotic? Why can't we just be patriotic? I don't understand why athletes, why Americans want to get up on some of the biggest stages out there and just show that they don't love their country. They're offended by their country. Gwen Berry, you guys know this story. It broke on Saturday. Gwen Berry turns away from the flag on U.S. Olympic trials podium. Says, this is the best part. It was a setup. Yes, it was a setup, because when you live in in this false reality that the world is against you because you're black, the world is against you because you're brown, the world is here to see you slip and fall because of the color of your skin. You know what? Because you believe in the conspiracy theory of systemic racism being this force that is destroying black and brown communities today. Yep, you would conclude that the national anthem being played during the ceremony, to which you placed third, you got a bronze medal. Yes, the national anthem being played in that setting is a setup. My goodness, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this right here, because this right here, I just don't understand the problem with being patriotic. I don't understand it. I literally do not understand it. Don't get it. Sonia Scrapbook, hello. Thank you for joining us. All right, everybody's coming in. Haven't been live for a little bit. Let me try to pull up something real quick. Gosh, guys, you know what I'm trying to look for, because it's going to annoy me. It is going to annoy me if I cannot come up with what the heck the term is when colleges allow admissions based on race. Can somebody please put that in the chat? Because it is going to annoy me to know. You guys are not gonna understand how bad it's gonna annoy me if I don't figure what the heck that the actual term is before we jump into this story. All right, I'm gonna move on, because at this point, whatever. But anyways, Gwen Berry turns away from the flag on the U.S. Olympics trial podium, says it was a set up. Of course it was. So here she is turning away, and then she puts a shirt over her face. Guys, let's look at this story from two different angles. Let's look at it from CNN, and then let's look at it from the New York Post, just so we can get more of a holistic view of what the heck's going on. So Gwen Berry says that the playing of the national anthem while she was on the podium at the U.S. Olympic track and field trials was a setup. Berry turned away from the flag to face the stands while the Star-Spangled Banner played during the medal ceremony on Saturday. She then draped a t-shirt bearing the words "activist athlete" over her head. Having placed third in the hammer trials in Eugene, Oregon, Berry earned a spot on the U.S. team for Tokyo Olympics. She then went on to say, "I feel it was a setup. I feel like they did that on purpose, and I was pissed, to be honest," said Berry of the anthem being played while she was on the podium. "I was thinking about what I should do. Eventually, I just stayed there and just swayed. I put my shirt over my head. It was real disrespectful. I know they did that on purpose, but it'll be all right. I see what's up." Okay, I see what's up. What's up is there was an event that finished and you placed third, And during the ceremony that's happening in the United States of America, the national anthem gets played and you get offended by it. This is just what some people call woke revolutionaries. This is what people do when they are just buying the propaganda of racial racial animosity. She believes that there's so much racial animosity in this country that she is going to tag along this leftist ideology that the national anthem is offensive. The national anthem, remember the other day, I think it was either on CNN or MSNBC, where the woman went up there and said, "Oh, I was offended by it. It was disturbing." This is what she said. "It was disturbing the amount of American flags that were in Long Island, New York, that were hanging off of people's trucks." What? Okay. Biggie Full, hello. Thank you. Affirmative action. My goodness. Thank you so much. That is what it's called. Anyways, the reason why I was thinking about that was because I was trying to make a point about equality versus equity and how affirmative action is kind of like a practice out of equity because of the color of your skin, because of the history that you have experienced. We're going to give you certain opportunities that we're going to not give other people, because at the end of the day, the color of your skin checks our boxes, and we're going to give you some handouts. We're going to give you some more opportunities that we're not going to give, let's say, an Asian or white person, solely based on the color of your skin. Anyways, Vicky says, how about Barry gets removed and replaced? I would, at the end of the day, I'm thinking, if you don't like America that much, why are you competing? Why are you competing in the Olympics and representing a country that you believe hates you? You believe that America hates you. You believe that America is deeply racist against you. Why, at that point, are you going to compete? Why are you going to represent that country if that's what you fully believe? I don't get it. I do not get it. But nonetheless, she got up there and she pulled her thing. She pulled her thing off. It was a terrible execution from what I'm reading. She looked like she wasn't really even prepared for it. But this is a funny thing to me. She says, from the New York Post, Olympian Gwen Berry insists the national anthem is disrespectful to Black Americans. Disrespectful. That's why she turned. It is disrespectful. Listen to her. And she's on this Black News network show. It's another leftist show. Imagine if there was a show that was called White News Network or something like that. The outrage. Anyways, listen to her response.
If you know your history, you know the full song of the national anthem. The third paragraph speaks to slaves in America, our blood being slain and pilchered all over the floor. It's disrespectful, and it does not speak for Black Americans.
Yeah. Anyways, I just think, even if she was right about that, we're not there. I'm not there. I don't care about all of that when it comes to the national anthem. All of the wrongs that America has done, all of the wrongs that are in America's past are in America's past. Now, if we keep talking about them and bringing them up as if there's any way we can change what happened in the past, then we're just going to continue to have people like Gwen Berry who are sour about being Americans. Okay, America mistreated Black and brown people for over 100 years. Okay, there was slavery. Okay, there was Jim Crow. Okay, we get all that. It's done. It's over. The national anthem now is a time to say, you know what? America has overcome so many things. Despite, she's talking about history. Look at the history that allows her to walk around today as a fully free Black woman. because that's also part of American history, is the liberation of Black and brown people, which we experience every single day. Those of us who are law abiding, those of us who take care of our business, who walk responsibly, that's part of the American history at this point, is people like her. I mean, look at her. She looks like she's in a humongous house. She's an athlete making hundreds of thousands of dollars. She's getting it. She's being able to compete all around the world. And she wants to be hung up on the third paragraph of the national anthem. Just stand there. At least just stand there. You don't have to disrespect the anthem. You don't have to disrespect the flag. At the end of the day, this is the country that you enjoy your freedoms in. What's up, veterans? Redbeard globalists are pushing the idea that nationalism is racist, so anyone who fights them can be called evil. Yes, what's up, my dude? Veterans, Redbeard, sir, thank you so much for your service. Salute to you, my fellow conservative brother. I believe you're out there in, like, I think Oregon or Washington. I started following your channel a couple months ago. I really appreciate your content and your service. And yes, they want us to think that the word nationalism or being patriotic or, you know, driving around, if you're one of those people who have a American flag in the back of your truck, that some people equate that to racism. They think, okay, if there's a white person in a pickup truck with a American flag hanging out the back, it's because they're racist. What? Yes, that is the ideology. That is the brainwashing that has been perverting some people's minds, where you will absolutely prejudge somebody else based on the truck that they're driving and the fact that they have an American flag in the back. Oh, that's a racist. Okay, got it. At least we know that now. So as we look at this article, you know, we see obviously what she said was ridiculous. Olympic athlete Gwen, who on Saturday turned away from the U.S. flag during the national anthem, doubled down on her controversial protest Monday, insisting the anthem is disrespectful to Black Americans. If you know your history, you know the full song of the national anthem. The third paragraph speaks to slaves in America, our blood being slain all over the floor. It's disrespectful, and it does not speak for Black Americans. It's obvious, she added. There's no question. The third stanza of the anthem contains the lyrics, their blood has washed out their foul footsteps, pollution, and no refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. The two-time Olympic qualifying hammer thrower also reiterated earlier comments she made on Twitter in response to the backlash, insisting she does not hate her country. I don't hate my country. I just think it's really, really racist. You know, so I don't hate really, really racist things. I just call them out. Okay. I never said I didn't want to go to the Olympic Games. I never said that I hated the country. I never said that, Barry told the outlet. All I had said was I respect my people enough to not stand or acknowledge something that disrespects them. The athlete's comment come after she claimed that the incident at the Olympic trials was it was a setup, man. It was a setup. And as we already read, I feel like it was a setup and they did it on purpose. Of course they did. Of course they did. Because when you are, you know, a woke athlete, whenever something bad happens to you or you perceive it to be bad, it's because it was a setup. It's because the system is against you. The system is against you. Guys, I just don't understand why people, you know, can't just embrace patriotism. It's okay to stand for the national anthem. It's okay to put your hand over your heart. It's okay to say, I affirm all of these things. It's okay to acknowledge, okay, America has a partly evil history, but at the same time, we're living in the America that has righted so many of those wrongs. Think about the Civil Rights Act 1964. Think about a first Black president. Think about in America, there is more Black wealth in America than there is, I would say, in any other country around the world. We live in a country where people who are not white are prospering every single day. There are YouTube channels flooded around this space of Black entrepreneurs making money, rising up, rising out of poverty, creating great content, showing people how to budget, showing people how to flip houses, showing people how to start up businesses. And it's all black led content creators. And at the end of the day, this is the country that allows that. So yeah, okay, America, we already get it, guys. I get it. We get the history. The history's over. If I could just whisper right here, like Joe Biden, the history's over, man. It's over. It's in the past. Jim Crow's in the past. This Georgia voting crap is not Jim Crow. All right, slavery is in the past. Donald Trump wasn't some slave ringleader. Okay, it's in the past. 1619 happened 400 years ago, leftists. Okay, it's okay to move on. I'm at a place I'm just telling you, I'm at a place. I'm fully past all of that historical stuff. It's just, honestly, guys, when I think about how people frame like all of this history and like, oh gosh, all of this history is now, destroying the present. Well, to me, it's like all of this history is just head knowledge. It's just, okay, redlining happened here. Okay. Slavery happened from this time to this time. Okay. Jim Crow was this really bad guy who created this really codified law system against black. Okay. Okay. 1930s was like this. Okay. 1950s was like this. Okay. Black people had to go around back to get food. Okay. Guys, we're in 2021. Okay. When are we going to leave the sins of generations ago in the past? When are we as individuals just going to move forward from the trauma that other generations experienced and, walk our own way? Okay, obviously, most people in America hate racism. So instead of talking about how much it's destroying people's lives today, how about we just acknowledge the fact that we've overcome all of the explicit racism that's out there, that there is no racist law in America, first and foremost. So with that foundation, you really have to pick and choose and create your own language, like systemic racism, all of that critical race theory. The critical race theory is literally its own language to help point out the supposed racism that's still perverting America today. So my whole point for that little rant is this, guys. It's in the past. Is that super intellectual? Is that super, thought out? I've thought about this so much. It's like, guys, how long are we going to just beat up the past? I mean, how long are we going to beat up the past? When are most Americans, when are radical Democrats going to leave the past in the past and stop talking about Jim Crow, stop talking about slavery, as if it is practiced today? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But that's where I'm at with all of this. Yes, I'm going to be knowledgeable of the past. Yes, I'm going to learn from history. But at the end of the day, guys, us that are who subscribe to being colorblind, at the end of the day, I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your ethnicity is. All I care about is the content of your character. Are you a good, decent person? Do you tell the truth? Are you a friendly person? Can I count on you? Those types of things. Can I rely, can I rely on you to do what you say you're going to do? Those are the things that I look out for. Apart from that, I don't care what color you are. But Let me look at some of these comments. Uber says, dang, I wonder what the leftists would think if we started flying the Chinese flag or ISIS flag behind our trucks. Yeah, that would be almost as mind-boggling as this next story right here, guys. You guys have seen it. You guys know, if you looked at the title, you know where we're heading. All right, I have to show you. I have to show you guys this. It's scary. It's scary. Because this person looks bad. This person looks bad. None other than influencer Oli London. Now, I watched his video several times. And to be honest, guys, I felt bad for the guy. Because he talks so much about being accepted by a certain culture. He has this infatuation with being accepted by Korean culture. And he wants to be accepted so bad that he would go through 18 or so surgeries to make himself look more Korean. And then after he completes his surgeries, he comes out and says, I want you guys to add transracial to the LGBTQ plus I flag. Okay. You, sir, are having a epic moment. No, there is no such thing as transracial. But of course, when you open up Pandora's box, this is what happens. You become, what is the best way to put it? You just become susceptible to slipping down almost every single slope, because we are now in uncharted territory. What do you mean you want transracial to be added to the already, the names never stop. That's why they ended up putting a plus, because there's how many different genders they claim there to be? 60, 70? I don't know. It doesn't stop. So he goes on to say, I know there are millions of underrepresented transracial people in the world, and I want to elevate their voices and help them live their truth to be themselves. Oli London. Okay, you're not being yourself. You are living a lie. You're not Korean. You will never be Korean. I don't care how much Botox you get to make your eyes look Korean. You're not Korean. But this account from him, honestly, when I saw this right here, I was like, wow. I feel bad for the guy, and I'm not gonna be up here. I'm not here talking about his rights. Okay, he has the right to do this. Go ahead, do that. Okay, I'm not gonna be affiliated with that. I'm not going to say that that's right. I'm going to point out and say, no, that's wrong, and you're living a lie. But at the end of the day, I'm not here making claims about his rights. He's fully within his right to do this with his own body. All right. But he gets up here. Oli London insists they're transracial after surgery to get Korean eyes. And we don't even have to read the article. All right. We don't have to read the article. Just listen to him and his longing. He has a longing to be accepted by the Koreans. Take a listen to this.
My own culture, and now finally I feel Korean. I identify with the Korean community. Maybe they will accept me more now because I have the look. Maybe people will think I'm actually Korean, which will make me really happy. And they can see how much I love their culture, because this is the extreme length I've gone to, because I love Korea so much. I just want to make Jimin proud as well, because Jimin is my ultimate idol, and I want him to be proud. So I'm sure he'll be proud that I look exactly like him now. I have his eyes. Finally have Jimin's Korean eyes, and they're so, so beautiful. So I'm so happy with my new look. I can't wait to see the final results when all the swelling goes down. My own culture.
I mean, that is, guys, that is what you call when you idolize somebody. This is why we shouldn't idolize people, because to the extreme of idolatry becomes just really weird stuff like this. So he's trying to maintain this look of some world famous Korean pop star. Okay, I don't know the guy's name. I know he said it. I can't really understand what he's saying, but he's trying to pursue a look that imitates his idol, and it's just sad. It is sad to me to hear this guy talking like this, because at the end of the day, you could hear it. He's just looking for acceptance.
My own culture, and now finally I feel Korean. I identify with the Korean community. Maybe they will accept me more now because I have the look. Maybe
they will accept me more because I have the look. Okay, you don't have the look, but I understand what you're going for.
People think I'm actually Korean, which will make me really happy, and they can see how much I love their culture, because this is the extreme length I've gone to because I love Korea so much.
Okay. So it's admirable how much you love a certain thing. Okay. But at the same time, he's idolizing the Korean culture and he's idolizing a Korean person. And he's trying to create this new subset of transgenderism, transracial. What? No, you're still a British guy. You're still a white guy. I'm sorry. That's just what you are. I understand you want to change. You want to be part of their culture. I'm actually curious to see because he says, yeah, I look Korean now. No, you don't. No, you don't. I would love to see what you look like when the swelling goes down, to see if you actually look Korean. But if I saw him on the street, I would say, what the heck? If I saw him walking in the mall, I would tap my wife like, baby, look, what the heck is that? So I wouldn't say, oh, look, a Korean person. No, I'll be like, oh my goodness, what is going on in the world?
I just want to make Jimin proud as well, because Jimin is my ultimate idol, and I want him to be proud. So I'm sure he'll be proud that I look exactly like him now. I have his eyes. Finally have Jimin's Korean eyes, and they're so, so beautiful. So I'm so happy with my new look. I can't wait to see the final results when all the swelling goes down.
Wow. Oh, gosh. Gosh. What in the world is going on? I don't know what's going on. Make sure you guys drop a comment and let me know what you guys think about that right there, please, because I'm at a loss for words with that, because it's clearly twisted, but at the same time, you gotta, I feel for the guy. But let me jump into some of these comments. Because that is that's a tough pill to swallow right there. So Sonia Scrapbook says, based on the left logic, he is right. I don't agree with none of it, but it's all about what you think you are. And so this is the tangled web they weave. And that's exactly true. Their ideology is whatever you think you are, that is what you are. That is what you will be. So I today could wake up a man and tomorrow be a woman. I mean, not literally. Obviously, I would be living a lie, but I could identify as that, and we all get that at this point. But now we're taking it a step further. I'm a brown, young, Hispanic male. Excuse me. I could go through, I guess, bleaching like Sammy Sosa and try to become white. And then after I get the brown pigment out of my skin, I could say, look, I'm white. I love white culture. Okay. Yeah. But Sonia, I definitely agree with you. That is their logic. And in their logic, he's right on. I don't understand some of the leftist outrage over this, because this is what they created. So Uber says, see, he is obsessed. He will probably want to be a boyfriend to one of them. He'll probably want to be a boyfriend to one of them in his dreams. Yep. Boyfriend, you mean married? They want to be, he's in love. In love. La Sombra de la Luz. Hello. Hi, Conservative Republic. Yeah. That Korean needs some help. Major help. Major. I mean, he needs to check into some sort of clinic, but that's not going to happen because the reality that they believe in is that there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. So JJ says their bodies may have failed as a man and will fail being a woman. Whoever seen a Korean that's good. With lips like that. I mean, if you look at that, gosh, that is a great point. Those lips are ginormous. But you gotta, JJ, you gotta understand. You gotta understand that this is the swelling. Okay. So yeah, the lips are big now. The lips are big. I'll give you that. The lips are huge, but it's the swelling. All right. So please, let's revisit this conversation in about a month and look at the lips, because yes, those lips are big. And what Korean person has lips like that, according to JJ? Let's revisit it after the swelling goes down. All right. So Vicky says strange addiction. Yes, the great Skitmas. You can't be transracial, and you sure can't be transgender either. This dude doesn't look Korean at all. He looks like a white dude who was hit by a bus. That's mean. You're a transphobe. That's no, I agree. He looks terrible. He looks terrible. All right, and then JJ says fluid gender. You can change form hour to hour, day to day. There's no logic to this. I thought he only did his eyes. No, he did his eyes. He did his lips. He did his cheekbones. He went through 18 surgeries. 18. 1-8. Insane. It is insane what this world is coming to. But guys, while you're in, make sure you guys, if you already haven't, hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you so much for being with me thus far. You guys have been great. Channel has been slowly growing. I was going to open up super chats if anybody wanted to donate, but I can't receive super chats yet because I am not monetized. So I got about 1,000 watch hours to go. My analytics say that I have 3,000 watch hours. YouTubers need to have 4,000 watch hours to become monetized. So at that point, then I'll be able to open up super chats. I've been having troubles with Patreon, guys. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my Patreon. So as of now, if you want to support the channel, you could find me on PayPal /Conservative Republic. You could also find me on Cash App. All right. But, that's only if you guys are led to donate to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are willing to do that. I can upgrade some of this equipment. But nonetheless, I look forward to continuing to bring commentary and content to you guys and just getting better at, this whole YouTube thing. JJ goes on to say, my nephew is Korean and they look nothing like that and are darker skinned. Yeah, no, he doesn't look Korean at all. He does not look Korean whatsoever. All right. So we have those 3 topics in the books. The last thing I want to talk about, one last thing, guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. Probably like 5. We're probably going to be here about 5 or 10 more minutes. Everybody who's jumping in right now, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Like I said, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys share some of my other content out there, some of my shorter clips, and share it on Facebook. Facebook is a good place to generate traffic. You could share it on Twitter. You could share it, I guess, anywhere that you have a social media footprint. you can push my content, and that would be greatly appreciated. But the last story I wanted to share with you guys, I covered this today, but I just thought it's such a good story that we got to talk about this because, you know, what in the world is a day spa? Why is a day spa allowing men to change in women's locker rooms that have access to, well, let's just put it like this. There's possibly minor aged children in this same locker room where this man is changing. All right. I'm going to bring it right back up. I want to make sure I have my sound synced. All right. Because I don't think I hit my audio. But anyways, guys, you guys have got to check this out. If you didn't see this earlier when I covered this story, then follow me as we talk about this right here. And make sure you guys drop a comment below about what you guys think and anything. If you've been here from the beginning and you saw the journey we've been through this live stream, you know, we talked about the hilariously woke Karen trailer. If you have any thoughts or comments about that, drop them right now. And at the end of this little segment, I'll go back and answer some questions, respond to some comments, all of that good stuff. Or if you have a comment about Gwen Berry and her ridiculous stunt at turning away from the American flag. And then lastly, of course, we talked about Oli London. So no matter what you guys want to drop a comment about, I want to let you guys know, feel free to drop a comment about anything that we've talked about thus far. But moving forward to our last story of the night, woman outraged at spa for letting trans in women's room. Are you okay with the man showing his penis around girls? This story brought to us by Real Clear Politics. Now, a woman is upset over transgender women. So a man, transgender women means it's a man being allowed in the women's bathroom at a spa. If you haven't seen this, it is worth every single second of watching. Take a listen.
We spa, so you don't. So it's okay. I just want to be clear with you. It's okay. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he can stay there. He could stay there. What sexual orientation? I see a dick. It lets me know he's a man. He's a man. He is a man. He is not no female.
So it's hard to hear what this associate is saying, but the associate is saying, well, it's their identification. That is what he's identifying as, or she's identifying as a woman. So we have to respect that. And, you know, just the very illogical talking point that, hey, that person identifies as this, so therefore we're going to respect what they identify as. And that's what this person is just repeating. It's their orientation. That's their orientation. And the customer, who's making all the sense in the world to anyone who has a brain, is saying, no, I actually see a you-know-what, and I'm a woman, and there are other women in there, and we didn't come to this day spa to be changing in a locker room where you see the male genitalia right in front of you. No, that we have a problem with that. But of course, we spa is being inclusive, is including all people. All people could come here. It's terrible.
He is not a female. He is not a female. Hold on. He is not a female, sweetie. Okay, girls down there, other women who are highly offended for what they just saw. And you did nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, you sided with him. So We Spa is an agreement with men that just say they are a woman and they can go down there with their penis and get into the women's section. Is that what you're saying? What really? What law? What law? So women can go into the men's with their breasts. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't come back either. Yeah, get your money back. You got a man with his penis talking about he's a woman. He ain't no woman. Yeah, give her money back.
Are you talking about a transgender person?
There's no such thing as transgender. He has a dick.
All right, so this is the best part because this is a weak man right here. He walks up to her and says, "Are you speaking about a transgender person?" All right, listen to this weak behind man right here.
Okay, he has a penis. His penis is hanging out. Okay, no, I'm not one. Actually, I'm a woman who knows how to stand up and speak up for my right. As a
He says, "You're being a jerk." Okay, no, she's not being a jerk. She is basically saying the obvious truth. Get this man out of my locker room.
woman, I have a right to feel comfortable without a man exposing himself. Okay, no, you go somewhere else. Okay, so that's right. No, he's not a transgender. He has a penis, just like you do. Are you? No. Yeah. Okay, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Okay, that's traumatizing to see that. I'm a woman. I think this is a place right here. I'm told only for women. So how dare you sit up here and tell me I don't have a right as a woman to defend? I'm telling you, he has a penis, a full and testicle. Okay, and I don't care what it's a man. You got one?
Yeah, he's asking that question. Well, I'm asking you, is it a transgender person? Because if she answers yes, he's gonna say, well, then it's technically a woman. What do you mean? Even though it has male genitalia, if it's a transgender person, then you're making a big deal out of nothing, lady.
Man, okay.
And if we went into the men's section with our anatomy, that would be.
Well, it would probably, but you might not like women, but might not. Okay, and we don't know. But for me and for a lot of other women, they do not feel comfortable, and it's not okay. Okay. So, well, yeah, you're sorry. You should be, sweetie, and you're out of alignment, and this is not right. I can tell you that much. All right, and I know you're out of order. Yeah, it must be hard. It must be hard not being a real man, huh? Try it. So, like I said,
I mean, that's the truth right there. He's over here trying to defend it, saying, "Oh, he's trying to downplay it." Oh, I'm sorry you saw a penis. Big deal. No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's that shouldn't be happening, and we need to stand up and root that out, and not walk around as if that's normal. No, it's not. So the We Spa, a woman at Los Angeles area spa, We Spa yelled at employees after suffering a traumatic event of a man, unclear if the person is a trans woman, walking through the locker room with his you-know-what hanging out. Guys, this is the world that we live in, and this is why, you know, I asked this question when I brought this story the first time. I wonder if these are the same people. Like, let's say, for example, there are a group of people who watch this and they feel disturbed by it because, you know what, they agree with the woman who's recording. They agree with the woman who's bringing up her grievance. She should not have to be in an area, in a locker room at a day spa, and be subjected to seeing a male, another man's genitalia. All right, because the spa allows it. She shouldn't be subjected to that. Okay, if we could agree there, I then asked the question, well, are you voting for that? Because at the end of the day, the Democrats largely support this cultural move. The Democrats largely support transgender people being able to change in whatever locker room they want to change in. They support transgender people competing in any sport that they want to compete in. Like the Democrats are pro trans LGBT. They will go up there and say, yes, we believe in transracial too. So if you have a problem with what you just saw, if you're one of the people who see what this woman is going through, are you going to vote Democrat next time? Because it's very clear that voting Democrat is voting for these type of things, because many Democrat leaders are all about inclusion. They believe in inclusion. Inclusion is a lie. Inclusion is just what I call a blanket to cover up all the evil and darkness that they're trying to push. Inclusion is Pandora's box. So at the end of the day, guys, I found that story, I'm glad that this person, this woman, stood up and spoke out and demanded that we spa, account for their wrongs. Because at the end of the day, there should be no woman who has to worry about a biological man changing in the locker room with her. It shouldn't happen. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go through some of these comments and we could wrap it up there. Vicky says, sometimes people hate the truth. Most times people hate the truth, because at the end of the day, if you're not aligned with the truth, but you love what you're pursuing, then, you will reject the truth. All right. JJ says, that's a huge problem. I can't imagine how I would act if I think the best of, I don't even know what you're saying right there. That's a huge problem. I can't imagine how I act. I think the best of it would be to point it out. I think that's what you're saying. All right. La Sombra de la Luz says, inevitably and unfortunately, there will be one of these weak men lurking about trying to tell off someone in the right, like the lady recording. She told him, good for her, in agreement with her. The spineless man is having a hard time being a real man. Yeah, because he is all about inclusion. All right. He is all about inclusion, and he thinks that transgender people should be able to change in whatever bathroom or locker room that they want to change in, because their rights are ahead of women's rights. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave that right there. We are at an hour and 11 minutes, going on an hour, 12 minutes. If you guys didn't know, me and my wife welcomed our 4th child into the world. So praise God for that. I have a newborn baby. He is a little over a week old. So I got to get my butt to bed because he's going to be up many times during the night, as well as my other children, all of them under 5 years old. So I got to get off the live stream. Thank you guys so much for being with me tonight. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. More content to come. As you guys know, I try to push content, if not every day, then every other day, or at least 3 to 4 times a week. So if you're new to the channel, or you're just looking for more of what to expect with my channel as we move forward, being a young dad and having 4 children, you could, I'm trying to commit to making sure that I produce content at least 3 or 4 times a week. So thank you guys so much. Michael, thank you so much. Vicky, thank you. JJ, La Sombra de la Luz, Uber, thank you, bro. Shout out Duval County. I will see you good people on the next one. As always, guys, God bless. Good night. Peace.